Hey, I'm Jonny here with Dani, and this week we'll be breaking away from our typical review of movies to do a retrospective on the course thus far. Specifically, how each movie has depicted artificial intelligence and the interaction of humans with that artificial intelligence. So, we'll start going way back to Gort and the day the Earth stood still. A robot created by an alien race with a police force to stop fighting and war in human society.
Gort was actually ahead of its time as a robot before many other films had shown robots. In fact, the first few films were just using computers without much human qualities. As we see in The Invisible Boy and Colossus the Forbidden Project, they're just massive computers that quickly learned, gathered a vast amount of knowledge, and really their only human quality was their ability to speak to humans through synthetic voice. These computers we see are quite evil in their depictions, and both The Invisible Boy, which tries to take over the world, and also in Colossus the Forbidden Project, which wants to protect humans from themselves by even threatening force. We have a clip here of a evil computer in The Invisible Boy to show the depiction of these artificially intelligent evil machines.
Tom!
Mary!
I'm all right.
Dr. Marino, you have been informed of the situation. My robot is already in space, and your son is completely in his hands. You are, of course, aware that the robot is a skilled anatomist, familiar with every fiber of the human nervous system, and capable of inflicting pain for days if necessary.
There we see the depiction of artificial intelligence in The Invisible Boy, where a computer views itself as a superior being and acts as such, seemingly wanting to take over things. Now, as we progress in this class, we've seen various depictions, but we seem to gravitate more toward the robot depictions as of late. Our earliest depictions of robots saw Gort in The Day the Earth Stood Still, which acted as a police force for the alien race, and Westworld, in which was very similar to the computer depictions, in that the robots in Westworld started acting outside of their role and harming humans. But now, as we've gotten further into this, we've seen a different depiction of robots and artificial intelligence in general. The robots in Star Wars, for instance, acted more as servants, and were actually treated well by some humans, such as Luke Skywalker. And then we even got to Star Trek The Next Generation, where the idea of treating robots as equal to humans came up, something that was very foreign at the beginning depictions of artificial intelligence we saw in the course.
As we can see, the appearance of the robots actually shows the correlation to how we are treating the robots. The first robot that one of the first robots that we see, Robbie the robot, is just a bunch of gears and moving parts, and doesn't have much human traits at all, and it's almost ignored. We move on to C-3PO, which is given more human traits, looks more like a human, but still has a metallic body, and it's treated more as a human by some, like Luke, but not other characters in Star Wars. Then we get to the very human-looking robots, such as Data or the Terminator, and these are almost treated as equal. Many characters in Terminator don't notice that the Terminator is a robot, and Data even has a trial to determine its right. We'll now show you a clip on Data acting much like a human.
May I get you a drink, dear? Excellent choice.
As we saw in that clip, Data exhibits a really human characteristic of talking to animals. Only humans would be dumb enough to talk to animals.
One last interesting thing to look at throughout all these depictions of artificial intelligence is how humans have treated the artificial intelligence, different versions of the artificial intelligence, and how they've reacted accordingly. In movies like Colossus and Invisible Boy, we treated those machines as extremely intelligent super machines, and they reacted accordingly as treating themselves as the smartest beings on the planet and trying to take over everything. In Westworld, where the robots were really treated extremely poorly, killed, brought back, killed again, the robots rebelled and started killing the humans. And then, later on, Data is treated as a human being, as an equal to a human being, and essentially he acts as an extremely competent, extremely intelligent human, though. He responds to his captain, he acts as a member of the crew, he learns from the humans, and so in that regard we see that Hollywood has looked at how humans have treated artificial intelligence and what bearing that has on the machines in general.
That point is the end of our discussion on artificial intelligence in the movies we've seen thus far. We leave you, as always, with a commercial, this time from Pontiac and Patrick Stewart.
When Pontiac set out to create a dramatically different minivan, they had two basic design objectives: ultra-efficient air management and just plain looking good. Transport, the Pontiac of minivans. But wait, the innovative Transport gives you yet another way to manage the flow of air. A unique built-in inflator pump that helps you meet new people and make new friends. Transport, the Pontiac of minivans.